idea today.
Boy saves baby brother who fell from a changing table. A quick-thinking 9-year-old is crediting divine intervention after he dove just in time to catch his baby brother, who had fallen from a changing table. What is being hailed as a miracle occurred last month when the kid's mom, Clara Daly, left her 11-month-old baby unattended on a changing table to get her other 5 children ready for bed. The baby rolled over, his left foot dangling off the edge of the table. Moments later, a home surveillance camera captured this footage. That's when 9-year-old Joseph sprang into action. The nearly 30-pound baby fell nearly 4 feet. Joseph, who says he normally can't even carry his brother, believes he had help from God. He says he felt something came and just pushed me forward. With that push, Joseph was able to catch the baby, and just at the right time. Joseph's mom hopes the incident will serve as a reminder to all parents out there, because it could happen to anyone. As for Joseph, he says, "Miracles can happen always, but since this time it was me, I'm really thankful."
Good Samaritan saves cat stuck on busy highway. This man, Richard Christensen, is a hero, although he claims he's nothing of the kind. But to little Freeway the cat, he certainly is. On April 9, Christensen posted this to Facebook. Watch his heroism as he risks all to save the life of this little fella.
Hold on, kitty. I know, hold on. I know. This poor cat, I don't know if somebody let him out or if he was walking, but it looked like he got scared. And he's trying to make it through this fence. He's been chewing on the fence. He's scared as hell. I know you're dehydrated. I know, baby. I'm gonna help you, okay? Oh my God. I know, baby. I know. I know. I know. I know. I know, baby. I know you're scared, dehydrated. I know. Can I help you? Can I help? I know, can I help you? I know, baby. I'm gonna go ahead and take you to the Humane Society and have you checked out, okay? Get you back to dehydration in a nice quiet little spot.
Freeway is now recovering in a foster home thanks to Good Samaritan Richard Christensen.
The Kiss of Life. This pooch nearly died in a house fire, but was promptly brought back from the brink thanks to one firefighter's mouth-to-snout rescue. After coming home to find her Santa Monica apartment burning, a 35-year-old woman frantically asked firefighters to help save her pet dog, who was still trapped inside. As the blaze was contained, firefighter Alex Klein grabbed the dog, who had no pulse and wasn't breathing. Klein quickly performed CPR on the pup and gave him oxygen through a special mask. It took 20 minutes, but the lucky dog eventually came back to the land of the living. No other pets or humans were injured in the fire. The pup was transferred to a local animal hospital, but is now back on his paws, even swinging by the station to personally say thanks.
Bus driver saves 20 kids from burning school bus. A bus driver is being called a hero after she successfully evacuated 20 children from a burning bus. Meet Ranita Smith. She's a bus driver for Glenarden Woods Elementary School in Maryland. Smith was driving 20 kids home on Monday afternoon when her bus caught fire. Authorities suspect the flames originated near one of the rear wheels. Smith pulled over near the 9600 block of 51st Avenue in College Park, Maryland. The mother of 2 channeled her supermom instincts and one by one evacuated all 20 kids, taking extra care to double-check the bus. Fazlul Kabir witnessed the heroic event and gave thanks to Smith on his Facebook page. "A big thank you to our school bus driver, Ranita Smith," he wrote, "who just saved 20 elementary school kids from a bus fire. Other concerned parents were relieved to hear the news and thanked Smith for taking swift action. The bus was destroyed, but all the children arrived home safely. And it's all thanks to Smith, aka Supermom.
May you rest in peace. A mother in Long Island gave her life on Mother's Day, pushing her daughter out of the way of an oncoming car. Diana Lusca and her 16-year-old daughter Jenna had left church in Lindenhurst and were crossing the street. Right then, an 80-year-old driver in a Toyota Corolla was pulling out of a parking spot. She thought she had the car in drive, but it was in reverse. When she hit the gas, she sped backward, lost control, and jumped the sidewalk. Mommy Lusca saw the car coming and pushed Jenna out of the way just in time. The vehicle struck Diane before crashing into the Lindenhurst Fire Department. Lusca was pinned under the car until bystanders rushed to help lift it off. They administered CPR until first responders arrived. Lusca was rushed to the hospital where she died. She was 56. Her daughter Jenna and the 80-year-old driver were treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Officials say the incident appears to be a terrible accident and they are not treating it as a criminal incident.
Dude Spider-Man's building to rescue child. Jaw-dropping footage captured in Paris over the weekend shows the moment a man scales 4 stories of an apartment block to save a child dangling from a balcony. Mamadou Gassama, a Malian migrant, sprang into action after the 4-year-old was spotted on the balcony on Saturday evening. Emergency services were on their way at the time of the video recording. The BBC reports the boy's father was questioned by cops for leaving his kid unattended. Speaking to Le Parisien, Gassama said he did it because it was a child and that he'd do it again. Many praised the young man's heroics, including Paris Mayor Anne Hidalgo, who thanked him by phone. According to Le Parisien, Gassama is set to meet Emmanuel Macron on Monday morning. A petition has also been started to help Gassama get residency status and public recognition for his actions. Saving lives for 6 decades. An 81-year-old man who made it his life's work to give blood has just made his last donation, ending a 60-year run that helped save millions of little lives. James Harrison was inspired to donate blood after receiving a life-saving blood transfusion at age 14. Since age 18, he's given 1,162 donations from his right hand and 10 from his left, earning him the nickname, the Man with a Golden Arm. Harrison's blood is special. His plasma contains a unique antibody that protects unborn babies from the deadly Rhesus D hemolytic disease, or HDN. The condition occurs when a pregnant woman with Rh-negative blood carries a baby with Rh-positive blood. Her body reacts to the incompatibility by producing antibodies to neutralize the baby's red blood cells, resulting in devastating effects. HDN can lead to miscarriages and has been known to cause heart failure, brain damage, or even death in newborns. Thankfully, Australian scientists made a breakthrough with Anti-D, a life-saving medication that uses Harrison's unique plasma to stop the disease. As the program's pioneer donor, every ampule of Anti-D produced in Australia contains his blood, which means he's saved over 2.4 million babies. If he hadn't reached the age limit for donations, the remarkable grandpa says he'd still be carrying on with his work. He does hope someone else takes up the mantle and surpasses his record very soon.
CNN crew saves driver from floods. CNN is still making the news for its Hurricane Harvey coverage, only this time it's receiving some positive PR. The network came under fire yesterday when reporter Rosa Flores was blasted for her alleged insensitivity in an interview with a flood survivor. But the tide turned today when reporter Drew Griffin and his film crew rescued a driver from floodwaters in Beaumont, Texas. The driver made the mistake of driving on flooded roads and plunged straight into a ravine. Luckily for the driver, Griffin and the CNN guys were on hand to save him from his sinking truck. Now maybe the doubters will actually believe journalists are humans too, even CNN reporters. The driver later thanked the crew for saving his life. Quite the turnaround for CNN, don't you think? Houston businessman turns furniture stores into Hurricane Harvey shelters. As Hurricane Harvey pounded Houston over the weekend, a local businessman selflessly opened up his 2 furniture stores to families in need of refuge. Jim Mickenvale, also known as Mattress Mac, welcomed hundreds of people into his 2 gallery furniture stores on Sunday night after seeing the devastation left by Harvey. He told NPR, "When the hurricane first hit down here, I thought this was going to be a one-day event. Then I came into work the next day and I saw the devastation of the entire area and decided it would be best if we opened this 100,000 square foot furniture store as a shelter." He also sent his furniture gallery trucks out into the flood to look for any people in need of a lift. Mattress Mac now has about 400 people in his 2 stores, where he's serving them 3 square meals a day. Mac thinks it'll run around $30,000 to $40,000 to keep the stores going through the relief effort. He told CBS, "We can afford that, and what we can't afford is to cause people to lose hope. We gotta give them hope. That's what my parents would have done. We tip our hat to you, Mac, and also send our prayers to the people of Houston."
Teen helps out blind and deaf passenger on flight. A California teen offered a helping hand when a blind and deaf man aboard an Air Alaska flight needed help communicating. According to CBS News, Clara Daly was flying on an Air Alaska flight with her mom on the way back to California. Shortly after takeoff, a flight attendant made an announcement asking if anyone knew sign language aboard the plane. They said they had a blind and deaf passenger who could only communicate by signing into his hand. Enter Clara, who had been studying American Sign Language. The teen began signing into his hand to help him communicate with flight attendants. According to Clara's mom over a Facebook post, Clara helped him ask for water and inquire how much time was left on the flight. After that, they were just chatting it up. The man's name was Timothy, and he was flying to Portland. Clara and her mom were originally supposed to fly on a direct flight to LA, but had to scramble after that flight was canceled. Guess everything happens for a reason. Dr. Ken. There was a real showstopper at Ken Jeong's latest comedy show in Arizona, and no, it wasn't the man himself. The 48-year-old comic was doing a set at the Stand Up Live Comedy Club in Phoenix when a woman in the 3rd row began having a seizure. At first, Jeong thought she was heckling him, but immediately jumped off the stage when he realized it was for real. Channeling his pre-Hollywood profession, Dr. Ken cleared the area and attended to the patient with the help of an EMT in the audience. Jeong may be a full-time funny man now, but he used to practice internal medicine back in the 90s and is still licensed in California. The woman eventually regained consciousness, and Jeong kept her company until the paramedics came. He went back to do the show soon after and was welcomed back with applause by a thoroughly impressed audience. Now that's how you nail it.